Tonight, once again, we gather in search of the truth, dark, and mystery. It's the Drunk Turkey Show.
Big development today in the investigation into the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. According to state and local officials and court documents, 28-year-old Brian Christopher Koberger has been arrested. He was arrested and arraigned this morning in Pennsylvania.
We have new details on what Brian Koberger was doing right before his arrest. Police says a tactical team burst in to arrest the Idaho murder suspect. He was in pajamas and latex gloves, stuffing trash into Ziploc bags.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. This is Philip J. Pride, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show. Your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Drunk Turkey Show. I'm Daniel, and here in a second, Roggie and my wife, Brittany, will be our Steelers fan, as most of you know her. We'll be on. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and thank you for tuning in and joining. Rogan's first birthday party has been a complete amazement, as you can hear her. She can go ahead and come on in. Happy birthday, Rogan.
Say happy birthday, everyone. Say happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to every mother out there. I hope you had a great day. So this is the little booger right here. She turned 1. She's kind of tired, so she's not going to be on here very long. And she just kind of hit herself. She's got a noggin like her daddy, that's for sure. But we had a say hello. Say hello.
Well, we will see you.
All right.
Thank y'all, everyone.
Grab this real quick. And again, appreciate everybody. We're going to go through some things and talk about some things. Referencing my daughter. We're not going to talk about anything true crime tonight. So for those that are tuning in for that, it's not going to happen. But give me 1 second, y'all. All right, so I have one of these desks that moves with me, and so it's going to get down here in a second. Just taking its sweet time. There it is. All righty, guys. All right. So first and foremost, I wanted to share some pictures of little Rogan that we've taken in the last couple of days. It's a little bit lower than I wanted. So she's a little tired. This is usually around the time that she gets her sleeping schedule going in. But this was from her birthday party. This is from Rogan's birthday party. As you can see, she had a Star Wars birthday party for one, and as you can see, she has some cake all over her face. Now, she didn't do that. She did not. That was I. It was one of those situations where she was kind of playing with the cake a little bit. So I grabbed a piece and I got it real close to her, and she really enjoyed it. At first she kind of made a face, and then she turned it around, and she started eating the cake right off her face. And so, thank you guys so much, everybody in the chat. I appreciate everything you're saying. And I have a lot of thank yous to do, and we're going to go through everything that everybody sent us and my thank yous and our thank yous. But I wanted to share some of the pictures of Rogan first. And these aren't in any order, so I'm just going to explain what they are. So this was one of the gifts that Rogan received. As you can see, she's excited about it. I think it was, my wife's going to have to remind me because it was a donation that was sent in through PayPal, and we were asked to get something. My wife has the details on that, but this is her enjoying it, and she's only one, guys. She's huge, but she's only one, and by huge I mean she's tall. She's in the 99 percentile and everything. So we had a Star Wars themed party, and this is her birthday cake. It's the man, you guys are gonna hate me. I have Star Wars tattoos, and I really love Star Wars, but these are the little I can't think of the name of them. The little bear looking things in Star Wars. I know you guys are probably gonna blast me in the comment section about that because I can't remember. But that was her little cake. This is her again on her little trike. This is us. So here she is in another outfit that she had received. Again, she's one, you can see she's already almost tall enough to climb on the chair or on the sofas. 12 months. Ewok, there you go. Thank you, Sirius. I appreciate that. I don't know why. I just couldn't think of it for the life of me. Appreciate it. Do I like the prequels? I actually do. You know, when the prequels came out, what was that, in like late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s was when it dropped. I think the first one dropped. I was still, young. I was in my teenage years, I believe. And at that time, I wasn't, I enjoyed them. I wasn't as into the films as I have become. And, I had enjoyed the first ones, the ones from the, episode, was it 4, 5, and 6? And, the prequels came out. I enjoy them. And I'm actually, I really do like these most recent ones. I know they get a lot of hate, but, and I understand why. There's some things that happen, and I don't want to give away anything for those that haven't seen the movies, but there are some things that happen that couldn't or didn't happen in the other films that seem like an easy answer to the problem that they were in, and that would have solved a lot of the problems that they had in the other films. And I just felt like that I get. And also I will say that, what was it, episode 7 was very similar to the regular, to the first one that came out. So, I think those are kind of the the complaints about it. I know some complain because there's a little bit of a love story there, but there was one in the first ones too, Han Solo and Leia, and so, but yeah, I digress. This isn't about Star Wars. This little Rogie, this is her 12 months. I should have put it together, her first through 12 months. But this is her. She's walking and everything. Like I said, she's tall. She just turned 1 and she's as tall as this dresser, so she might be a little bit of a basketball player. And it was funny though. So we were at the at church today, and everybody that that saw Rogan for the first time today were like, oh my God, she's really tall. She's really tall. And they asked me and my wife, like, where does she get her height from? And I begin to look around because I'm like the tallest person in the entire church. And I don't think of myself as a tall person. I'm just shy of 6 foot. But I was like, I'm not short. My brothers are taller than me. My father, he was adopted by his grandparents, and I really don't know anything about my biological grandfather, other than he's a very tall guy as well. So I was like, yeah, I think that's where she might be getting it from, maybe. But there she is. This is another gift that she received. This one she thoroughly enjoys. So this is more from her birthday party, and this is before I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put some cake in her face. And this is how she arrived. She was a little Wookiee. This was the original suit that she was, or costume that she was wearing. She even had the little bandana. She had a little arm thing too, but she kept ripping it off. Here she is again. This one right here. So we got her a little James Avery. I'm not sure if James Avery is everywhere, but in Texas, James Avery is a little, what do you call it? A jewelry spot, and they have these charm bracelets, and then we put hers on, and as soon as we put her on, her arm did this for about 30 minutes. It was just hanging off to the right. Her arm was broken. She couldn't move it with the with the bracelet on. It was hilarious. Oh, I got pictures of the of her beautiful mom in here too. She'll be coming out. But yeah, if you see me at this age, my mom and my side of the family will say she's a carbon copy of me. Brittany's side of the family say it's her. But here she is with that's her mom doing a little bit of the Leah. I don't know why I keep saying Leah. I guess that Latah County stuff is just kind of sticking with me. But here she is with the buns. Look at that. She's like, oh, I want some cake. Here it is. She's a big 1-year-old. Now I cropped people out because I didn't want anybody who, obviously people that we don't know on, their face out there and everywhere without permission and things like that nature. But sitting next to Brittany was another mom with a young boy, probably, well, he was probably the same size, maybe a little bit bigger than Rogan. So I'm assuming he was probably around 3. And she kept staring at him because he was being a little bit whiny. He ended up getting off. They ended up getting off before the ride started, and I got to sit next to them. But she was staring at him like, "Why are you whining?" I hope it better not be any admiration, Rogan. I'm watching you. You may not be looking at any boys the wrong way. There she is on one of her walks with another gift. Now, funny story on this. So as you can see where her foot is right there, she purposefully put her foot down there, and I guess I wasn't paying attention, and she was dragging her foot as we were pushing her toes, and she actually tore the tip of the sock here. Now it's on the other foot, you can't see it here, but yeah, she was just kind of cruising. She had her arm down like this and her leg down like she was, little Miss Awesomeness here with the one hand on the wheel there. This is her just having another getting one of her other gifts. And again, we're going to go through all of them here in a minute. Here's her today. This was at the daycare at the church. A lot of people are surprised she's only 1. And as soon as we put her down, she was everywhere, just running back and forth. She's the type that is getting very active. So back to her party. Back with mom. She used to wear sunglasses, little Roggie, and for the longest time she'd leave them alone. But now recently she tries to take everything off and insert it into her mouth. That's just what it is. She has to taste everything. She has to bite everything and chew everything. She's also teething. She was born with the 2 bottom teeth kind of coming out, and what do you call it? She was born with the bottom teeth coming out, and now she has 3 on the top coming out. So she's been chewing everything. And I want to say thank you, Meg. I just saw this. I hadn't seen it because it was before the show started, and I noticed I had something starred. She came in with a $49.99 super chat saying, "I didn't get a gift. Sorry. I hope this makes up a tiny bit. Happy birthday, Rogan." Thank you so much, Meg. We appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody that bought her gift. I know that was not something that anybody needed to do. And out of y'all's, hearts and thoughts, you guys went above and beyond to make sure that Rogie had a special birthday. And for that, I can just say we were forever grateful. This is again her trying to grab the cake there. This is when she started to realize it was a pretty good a cake, that it tasted good, because like Rogan's the type that it doesn't matter what it is. The first time she's trying it, she looks like she absolutely hates it. It's disgusting. In fact, she'll even like dry heave. Like we'll give her like something and she'll spit it out and be like, ugh, And then like a couple of minutes later, she's like trying to eat it, and then she's enjoying it and she's having a good time. She gets that from her mom, by the way. There's a chicken spot, um, on the border called Memmis Chicken, and fantastic chicken. There's another one called Rolo's Chicken. I haven't taken that Brittany to that one yet, but I've taken her to the Memmis one, and there's they sell gizzards, and I told her, I was like, these things are phenomenal. They're amazing. You'll never eat them from anywhere else the same, or think about those other places again. And initially, she took a bite, she spit it out, and she made the face. About 2 minutes later, I see her eating her third one, and and now she orders them, and she also gets the jalapenos with them, which is a shocking thing, because if you know my wife, she, before Rogan, she hated anything spicy. Since Rogan, I don't know if I put the that spice in her or something, because she loves the spicy food now. It's crazy. See, this was the initial face. This was her initial reaction for a little bit when she got the icing on the face. And this is her still with the arm all broken, not literally broken for those that just entered. Her, when we put on her bracelet, she refused to move her arm and hand out of this position. This is a birthday gift that Roggie received from my brother and sister-in-law, and she loves this thing too. I think I'm done. Was that all of them? Wow. So, yeah, there's little Rogie. She's 1 year old, or 1 year old. She says a few words. She's got a lot of attitude. Not just kidding. Actually, she really doesn't. She's a really good kid. A lot of folks will see her because she walks around a lot and is constantly on the move. It's like, oh man, she's active. But with me, nah, she's probably the easiest baby I've ever had to. I have two older daughters, and I can say that this one is way easier. I don't know, maybe I'm just older and more mature and more patient or something, but yeah, this one seems a lot easier. Not saying that my other kids were bad or anything like that. My oldest daughter, she was colicky. She had a stomach thing, and she was crying a lot when she was born, and it took us a couple of months to figure out what was wrong. Basically, what ended up happening was she had some sort of chronic issue with the interior lining of her stomach. It wasn't developed correctly, and she had trouble processing milk, and so that made her colicky and things like that. And so it wasn't her fault, that she was crying and things like that. But yeah, it was a lot of nights awake and things like that with the older one. And my youngest one, or my middle one, she was, me and her mom were no longer together by the time she was born. So it took her, she didn't really stay with me too often, just because she was an infant and she was staying with her mom and things of that nature. So she was a great child as well, very well behaved. It's just when it came to those first couple of years and being only allowed to see her on the weekends, a lot of warming up and things like that. And I can say it's still probably to this day, but yeah, a lot of warming up when she was an infant. But with Rogan, she is so, like, to me, she's calm. She don't cry for anything. She'll fall down. She'll do. She feels no pain. It's crazy. But no, I'm just rambling. My bad. Good to see everybody in the chat. Happy Mother's Day to everybody, and thank you to everyone. Next thing I want to do is go over some of the gifts that Rogan received and say thank you to everybody. So this first one down here is from Alexis. It's a Star Wars Yoda Chewbacca girls 3-pack leggings, and the note says, "Happy birthday, Rogie. I hope you grow up loving Star Wars as much as I do, from Stacy C." So thank you, Stacy C. I know it says Alexis is probably, I don't know. And then the next one is also from Stacy C, and it is the Lambs and Ivy Star Wars Classic Fitted Crib. In Star Wars is also is one of my favorite things. I actually made my wife watch them all. We watched them. I think it was in order that they were released, and then I'm trying to get her to watch them in order that they came out. No, you know what? I mean, in order that they're supposed to be in. No, I was wrong. We actually watched them episode 1, 2, 3, 4 in order that they could have come out in, I guess. We started with the prequels and then the originals. All right. So next one is going to be from Donna M. It says, enjoy your gift. You are a cutie pie from Donna Moody. And this is a Leapfrog Scout and Violet 100-word book. Duncan comes in with Baby Delight, Go With Me, Venture Portable Chair. This one's awesome too. Can't wait to use this one. This is the little outfit she was wearing. And this is also from A. Duncan, which is... man, I probably shouldn't say who it's from now, because now everybody's going to know what the D stands for, but I appreciate it, A. Duncan. You know who you are. I appreciate you. Let's see. Unless you don't mind, A. Duncan, with me saying your first name. Let's see. Heather comes in with saying, happy birthday, Rogan. You're such a bright light. Lots of love, Heather, from Heather P. And this is the Little Tykes Easy Score basketball set. Easy Score basketball set, pink. So this is a little T-ball set. And I can't wait for her to use this. Let's see. This is from Buffy, the Munkin Splash toddler plates. She says, happy first birthday, Roggie. And this one's also from Buffy. This is the Fisher Price little people toddler learning top world animals see and say with music and sounds. She loves everything with music and sounds. She likes music. I do a little bit of like karaoke and stuff. And you should see the way she looks so fascinated when I start turning on the music or the guitar or those type of things when we start playing. I think she's going to be very interested in music as she grows. There you go. The D stands for delight. Let's see. Hippie Toddler Baby Summer Clothes, also from Buffy. Thank you so much. Always, Buffy's always coming in. She's helping out. She's always doing the mods and everything else. You're so much, all you guys are so much appreciated. You yourself for it. I don't want to go through anybody because I don't want to miss anybody because I'll feel bad. But there's so many serious Black. Everybody, Heather, that's always here. Meg P, Cynthia, Angel D, Kelly R. Like there's so many of you guys that are always here and I appreciate every one of you guys. And if I left you out, which I know I did because there's so many of you guys, just know that I appreciate you guys. And speaking of Afton, she's the one who got Little Rogie the Little Tyke Story Dream Machine Chuck Story Collection, which we had gotten the that little machine. And what it does is it throws up the story and it has a read along and it throws up like I don't remember what it's called, but they're, when you're little, you put your eyes on them and you click, and it was a little circle thing and it would change slides and it was a different scene. Well, it's kind of the same thing, except it's a projector and it puts it on the wall and it reads and you can read along with it. It's freaking awesome. Afton also came in with the toddler musical instruments, natural wood percussion. This one, I'll be honest, I wasn't too thrilled when I heard that she got some drums, but I actually really do appreciate this because music is something that I think is not just beneficial, or it's just not, something that's a good tool to learn or anything like that. But I do think that it stimulates the mind and it helps learn, like it helps people learn. It helps, it's kind of like when you do like certain games to strengthen the mind and you do those type of exercises with music and stuff like that. So I just kind of think that, I play guitar, so I think it does something good. Let's see. John M says, happy birthday, from Karen D. Sorry, Alexa. Sorry about that. And it's a Highland Toys 1-year-old toddler girl toys unicorn musical light up. She likes this one a lot too. And another one from Karen is the Leapfrog shape sharing picnic basket. Thank you so much. Nolan says, happy birthday, Rogie. My daughter uses the same cups, and thanks for all you do, Daniel, from Nolan. Thank you, Nolan. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comment. Munchkin Snack Catcher Toddler Snack Cups. Sheila R. came in with the Little Tykes 2-in-1 Snug and Secure Swing. This one, Rogie loves to be outside with it. Oh, it's Sirius Black. I came in with a happy first birthday, sweet Rogie. She was the one who got the Little Tykes swing here. She also got the Encanto little what is this, nightgown. Now Encanto, for those that don't know, is my daughter's favorite cartoon. This one, like the movies that she watches, she has like 4 that are the go-to. Like if she's getting a little fussy or something, we'll put on one of these and she'll sit down and watch it. And she acts like she's never seen it before. So if Encanto is on, Home Alone 1 and 2, or Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Turbo Man movie, if those movies come on, she'll sit there and watch it. And it's funny because if you stand in her way, she'll start leaning one way or the other to try to look around you. And Encanto was the first one. And for a while, I'll be honest, I didn't want to see the movie anymore because all I could hear was the music. And it got to the point when I was trying to sleep, all I could hear were these songs in my head. And I was like, that's it. She's going to watch something different. It's not going to be Encanto no more. And that's when we discovered, the Jingle All the Way and Home Alone and stuff like that. But now the music doesn't bother me. I can watch the movie and it doesn't keep me up at night anymore. Very catchy tunes. If you haven't heard the songs, be careful. It's like, I've never seen Frozen, or I have, but I've never paid attention to it. I've been there when my daughters watch it, and Rogan's seen it. She's not as fond of it like to Encanto or any of the other movies I just mentioned. But I hear that some of those songs can do the same thing, kind of get stuck in people's heads. I want to say thank you to Nina Drew with the $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, Nina. And we have Cynthia Gaines with the $10 super chat saying, happy first birthday, Rogie. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so Elizabeth got Rogie these diapers, which came in clutch. I was just fixing to go and get some. and we got these in. Thank you so much. She goes through a lot of these. Yeah, she's growing and eats a lot, so she goes through diapers too. Elizabeth also sent in this all-in-one potty, which I am working on. I'm beginning to work on this month. That is my goal, is to have her potty trained within the next couple of months. Fun fact, and it's pretty crazy. And a lot of people don't believe myself or my mom, but by the time I was 1, I was already potty trained. I could talk sentences and all those type of things. Like, I was very advanced, when I was little. And what do you call it? I don't know how my mom did it, how she potty trained me before I was 1. Yeah, bless her. And happy Mother's Day. She did a great job raising me, I think. Let's see. Florence W. came in with the Princess Mona Frozen Minnie Mouse Nightmare Before Christmas tank top. I think that's just Ariel. I don't know why. from The Little Mermaid. It's like, I don't think I see any of these things on this shirt here. That's funny. Let's see. The Children's Place Baby Girls and Toddler Short Sleeve Everyday Dress is from Irene G saying, happy first birthday, beautiful Rogie. She also sent in the Leapfrog Learning Friends 100 words book. and the Huggies Natural Sensitive Baby Wipes, unscented, hypoallergenic. See, the reason we get the natural one is, well, one, we like the natural stuff first and foremost. We don't like chemicals and things of that nature. But I am super allergic to a lot of things, like like to the touch, like including, which is crazy because don't think I'm a vampire or a werewolf, but I can't have like silver touch me. If I wear like a silver necklace or surgical steel, it will literally burn and cut my neck. Like if I've worn necklaces, and it'll cut into my neck and leave tears in my neck wherever it lays. It's insane. So don't give me anything silver. I know. It's not about me. It's not about me. Back to the real subject. You're so mean. All right, so let's go. Elizabeth came back also with the Toddler's Wooden Nose Art Toy Animal Playset. This one's pretty cool. Hudson Bay Girls cotton dress, also from Elizabeth. Sirius Black came in with the Huggies size 5 diapers. Buffy came in. I'm remembering because some of these have the real names, which is why I'm kind of covering a lot of the screen here, and they have some other like address stuff, so that's why I'm not showing any of it. But I'm starting to recognize. That's why it's taking me a pause sometimes. But Buffy came in with the I Play Girls reusable absorbent swim diapers. That's cool because my daughter really loves to swim, and now that it's getting hot, we've been meaning to take her out to the neighborhood pool, and see how she enjoys the pool this year. Last summer, loved it. We had to wait until she was like, what was it, 3 months or something like that. The umbilical belly button thing had to fall, and then it was like a couple of weeks after that she was going to be allowed to get in certain pools, but it had to be so many days after it was cleaned and the chlorine was in there. And so we were all strategic about it, and we went into the pool, and man, she loves it. She loves to swim. That's one of her favorite things. Let's see. Buffy also got the Fisher Price Laugh and Learn baby toddler toy mix and learn DJ table. That's awesome. I've done a lot, in my life, and one of the things that I've learned when I was very young was DJing. So this is pretty cool. Thank you, Buffy. Annette R comes in with the Sassy Stacks and Circles stacking ring stem learning toy. Charity B came in with with 2 gifts, and I'm not sure. I haven't checked my email. I got to go back and check it again. This weekend's been a little bit, well, not hectic, but it's been there's been a lot of stuff, and I haven't gone to my email. But Charity B, if you could email me, I'd appreciate it. Drunkturkeyshow@gmail.com. I want to get with you. I really appreciate what you did for me with the next one as well, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you about. But she got the Toy Inventive wooden activity cube, and she also got me a part. And I put this out there just because I was like, man, my car kind of needs it, and I've what do you call it? My car's been it's been a headache sometimes. It's left me stranded a couple of times. It's gotten to the point where I've almost given up on it. Multiple times actually, I've almost given up on it. Everything I've done to the car, I've had to do it 3 times, and it's my own fault. Majority of the time, where I put something back together in the wrong order, and then I have to take it apart, put it back together. Like the complete interior, I installed and uninstalled the interior of my car like 4 times. And by the 4th time, I was done. I was like, man, if I got this wrong again, I'm done. And it was just like, and it wasn't like I was doing all of it. It was, the first time I put the seats in, and before putting the side panels. And by the time I got to the point where I was going to try to put the side panels, I realized I had to take the seats off. Well, in order to take the seats off, I had to take off some of the other stuff that I had installed. So I did that. I took all that off, and then I installed that, and then I got to another part where I was to the back, end of the car, and I realized that I was supposed to have put one other part in first before I put the side panels in, and I had to take those off. I had to take off the seats and go back to square one. And then on the third time, I did all that, and I was about to be finished. There was one piece left, and then I realized that this one piece left was supposed to be the first piece. And so I had to literally take everything out again. And I was frustrated. And this was like over a span of like a couple of weeks. Same thing with my seats. I'd purchased some seats and put them in, and I couldn't get them to fit. And it was just a headache. And then this came in, and it was the one thing that I was really looking forward to, but I'd already spent like too much on the car. And I was kind of, trying to figure out whether or not I wanted to get rid of it. And I got this, and I'm just so grateful. There's reasons behind it. I don't know if she wants me to share those reasons out. So I'm not, but no, I appreciate it so much. And I was thinking about it. I was telling my buddies, I was like, maybe I'll, tape myself putting in the part, and we'll do a Drunk Turkey Garage YouTube channel or something. So I know a little bit about cars, not a lot of it, just a little bit. And, if I knew a lot of it, I wouldn't be doing things 3-4 times over. Right. So maybe it's a thought, but again, thank you, Charity B. And the last one came in from Mona, aka a realist for real, saying, "Have the best year ever exploring and learning." And she got the Leapfrog 100 Animals book. And that's all of them, guys. That's all of them. I appreciate every single one of them. It's a blessing, like for real. I couldn't explain, how grateful we are and how blessed we feel. Especially, for little Roggie, and for so many to love her, she doesn't even know or comprehend yet. From the bottom of our hearts, we want to say thank you. Let's see. A lot of bit or a little bit is still a bit more than I know about cars. Yeah. I used to know a little bit about cars, or a lot of bit about cars. Especially Hondas. They were kind of my thing. I had taken one apart when I was younger, put it back together. And I don't know why I was just kind of intimidated with this car, because it's been like, I don't know, over 20 years, closer to 25 since I had a Civic. And, the issues that were happening, just to kind of go through a little bit of them. I bought the car. After I bought the car, the speedometer went out. And then when the speedometer went out, I had already made plans to have it in paint. So I took out all the interior. And this is one of the issues that I had, because this was like 2.5 years ago. And so I took it to go get painted, and I brought it back, and I had made plans to get it taken back to go get some touch-ups done and some things fixed. And on my way back, I was going through area in San Antonio. It was the 151 off-ramp or the on-ramp onto 410 loop. And it's an extremely tall bridge. It's one of the tallest in San Antonio. It's not the tallest, but I would say, I think there's maybe only one taller. And on the way up there, I'm in the left lane. And in the left lane, it's a 2-lane bridge going in one direction. And the shoulder on the left side is probably the width of a sidewalk. And the shoulder on the right side is probably the width of your normal car. And so it's not the width of a parking spot. It's just the width of the car. And as I'm going up and I'm hitting about the top, my timing belt pops, boom, blows, and my car turns off. Can't move it. I can't pull over to the left. I have to pull over to the right. And I don't have enough gas to get to the top of the hill or the top of the bridge so that I can use gravity to come down. And so I drift off to the right and I park. And I'm telling you that I literally had I pulled it up almost as far to the right as I could to the concrete barrier. And I probably had 3 inches between my door and the yellow line for the roadway. And I just saw like 18 wheelers coming, and there were so many times where I was like, this is it. It's going to hit me. And, I ended up calling DPS, and they sent out some place called Hero. Hero is 100%. They went up there, they blocked off that lane, ended up getting a tow truck, towing my car down. And then from there, I towed it to my house. And then once at my house, I called the mechanic, and it was probably, the worst mechanic I could run into, just because I'm still fixing his issues. And I didn't know what happened, really. I just knew it turned off, and I didn't want to deal with it. So I contacted a mechanic from the Facebook mechanics, and this guy shows up. He takes my car, and he tells me, hey, we can redo the timing belt, but we're going to have to refinish the head and do a bunch of stuff, and it's going to cost you X amount of money. Now, my car was non-VTEC, which is a performance adder, and he said we can change it and put the VTEC head, which is that performance adder, and it'll roughly cost the same. And so I said, all right, let's do that. And it was just a complete nightmare. I got the car back. It wasn't running right. I had to push the gas all the time. And, when we were stopped, if I let go of the gas, it would turn off on me. It would rev up and down and up and down, and all these problems. And so the VTEC wasn't kicking in. I finally figured out what it was, and it had to do with my speedometer. I got that thing repaired. I put that in, and the car was working fine. I backed out. I went around the block, and I hit VTEC for the first time in my car, and I was like, oh, yeah. I pulled in my driveway. I literally went around the block. Pulled in my driveway, and there's oil coming out of under my car. My axle broke, or the CV boot had broken. And so I was like, are you kidding me? So I don't know anything about those things. So I had to pay another mechanic, a different one, a much better one. And, and took the car out there, and he fixed the axles and the rack and pinion and a bunch of other stuff that I honestly couldn't do. But, this was all over the span of like 2 years. Every time I got something for the car, it broke. And once I finally got it running right, I was able to get it back to the paint shop, and they finished whatever they started. It wasn't the greatest paint job in the world either. And then just with like, I get it, and then I got a bolt fall off of the intake manifold, and it had vacuum leaks, and it's been running rich and so much stuff. So I finally have bought all these parts, and I've installed them now, and I finally get to turn my car on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to it. If I don't show up on the show Friday, it's because the engine blew up. So pre-warning. But yeah, that car has been, it's been not so much a nightmare, because I'm sure there's other problems it could have had, but it has been, everything's been changed. Oil pan gasket, I just changed out the head gasket, intake manifold, throttle body, headers, exhaust manifold, fuel rail, fuel system, fuel injectors, fuel filter, and I got the timing gear finally so I can adjust it, because right now the timing has been an issue. New spark plugs distributor, and spark plug wires. I mean the spark plugs themselves. So I'm excited to turn this thing on. Last time it turned on, it was running really, really bad. I have literally replaced everything. It needs to run right. But we'll see. We'll see. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to everybody. I'll see if I can get a picture of the car. No, I don't want to buy a new car. Well, actually, I do. I've been complaining about that to the wife. I've been saying man, I think I need something more dependable than this thing. But in reality, I don't need it. I just kind of want it. So it is what it is. Let's see. What do you have here? Is this a $60 muscle car or 60s muscle car? No, this is a 2000 Honda Civic. Yeah. So when I was, a young adult, Fast and Furious came out around the time when I was interested in cars. Now, I was interested in cars much earlier than Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious wasn't, something that turned me into cars. It was I had a Camaro before then, but when that came out, it turned me on to the tuning scene, the Honda scene, and I've had a lot of Hondas. This is my third Civic. I had an RSX Integra or an RSX Type S supercharged that I had that was running 11 seconds in the quarter mile when I was younger. And that car I sold in 2005 or 4. So we're looking at 20 years ago was the last time I had one. Now, since then, I've had an LC500, I had a 2020 392 Scat Pack, SRT, not just the 392 Scat Pack Challenger with the a bunch of mods to it. I had a M Sport 6 Series BMW. What else? I go through cars like crazy, and that's the GT350. That was my most recent one, a 2016 Mustang GT350 Shelby with about 600 horsepower. And the crazy thing is, I'll tell people, you know, I had all those cars, but the funnest car when my car is running right has been the little Civic, and it's because it's funner. That's a weird word to say, but it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than to drive a fast car slow. And I can't drive the other cars the way I drive the Civic because I'd get in trouble or hurt myself. And with the Civic, I can get in there and I can just push it. And I'm only doing the speed limit. It's like a go-kart. It's fun. It is fun. Risk, but brakes and tires replaced. Yes, I forgot about that. I got new wheels, tires. I replaced the rotors, calipers, and the braking pads. So everything has been replaced. In fact, it had drum brakes in the back. Now it has disc brakes all the way around. So I'm excited. I haven't been able to use it. I haven't really been able to use it. I've only been able to use it maybe a few times. Oh, that's awesome. Pickle Toast Grandma says, I understand what he's talking about. Grew up tomboy, loved working on cars. Yeah, I love cars. They're my wife gets mad at me because every now and then she'll see me on Facebook Marketplace and I'll be looking at all these cars for sale. And I almost get myself in trouble. The other day I found a 94 GTR4. I'm not GTR4, VR4, GT3000. Is it a GT3000? Yeah, Mitsubishi car. All-wheel drive, twin turbo. And the guy was wanting like probably about $12,000 for it. I mean, it was really nice. And you know, me thinking, I was like, man, I can really flip that. I can get it. I can drive it for a while. That thing's value is only going to go up. The condition that it was in, the guy had been trying to sell it. He started off like at 17,000 or 18,000. He was already down to 12. He was just trying to get rid of it at this point. And I was thinking to myself, man, if I hold on to that car for about 2-3 years, those cars aren't made anymore. The VR4 is a car that's kind of rare. It's not very easy to find, and especially in pretty good condition. And so I was like, man, I've seen other cars go for $20,000 in the same condition. And so I almost pulled the trigger on it. And that's kind of why I've had some of these other cars. Every one of them has appreciated, you know, they made me more money than when I bought it. So that was kind of part of what I did. Well, anyways, that car, I almost bought it, but my wife said no, she didn't let me. So I blame her. And for those who don't know who that is Steelers fan. But well, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody that participated, everybody that's still here, everybody that was that said happy birthday, you know, that wished her a happy birthday, and my wife a happy Mother's Day. I appreciate all of you guys. For those that bought something for Rogan, again, I can't tell you how grateful I am for everything that you guys have done for us. It is truly amazing. And we'll be back. I am thinking, what is it, tomorrow? Be back tomorrow. We got some new stuff that we're going to be talking about. And for those that weren't here in the beginning, I have a new intro. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comment section what you think about. This one I kind of made up at the last minute before I jumped on here. I think I like it. Let me know what you guys think. If you're watching the replay, let me know in the replay. If you're watching it live, let me know in the comment section. Again, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.
sleuths of the night, once again we gather in search of the truth, dark, and mystery. It's the Drunk Turkey Show.
Big development today in the investigation into the murders of 4 University of Idaho students. According to state and local officials and court documents, 28-year-old Brian Christopher Koberger has been arrested. He was arrested and arraigned this morning in Pennsylvania.
We have new details on what Brian Koberger was doing right before his arrest. Police says a tactical team burst in to arrest the Idaho murder suspect. He was in pajamas and latex gloves, stuffing trash into Ziploc bags.
Hey, greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. This is Philip J. Pride, and you're listening to the Drunken Turkey Show. Your one stop for this sort of thing. Hit that button, like and subscribe. You know what to do, just like every other